Today, we are diving into a topic that is crucial for everyone. Whether you are in business, politics, or just trying to get your kids to eat their vegetables. Negotiation. Specifically, we'll be exploring the role of language in negotiations, how the words we choose can make or break a deal, and what strategies you can use to become a more effective communicator in those high-stakes situations. Now, let's start with the basics. Negotiation is an art, but at its core, it's a conversation. The words we use carry weight. Language in negotiations isn't just about what you say. It's about how you say it. Tone, timing, and even body language all play a part in conveying your message. But today we'll be focusing on the verbal aspect, the words themselves, and how we can use them to your advantage. The language you use can influence the outcome by framing the conversation in a way that's favorable to you. For instance, instead of saying, "I want a discount," you might say, "How can we make this more affordable?" See, the second phrase is more open-ended, inviting the other party to come up with a solution that works for both of you. It's less confrontational and more collaborative, which can lead to better outcomes. Another important aspect of language in negotiations is active listening. Well, this might sound counterintuitive. After all, is a negotiation about making your point? But here's the thing. When you listen actively, you are not just hearing words. You are understanding the underlying needs and motivations of the other party. This allows you to tailor your language to address those needs, making your proposal more appealing. For example, if you are negotiating on a contract and the other party is concerned about timelines, acknowledge their concern before presenting your solution. You might say, "I understand that timing is crucial for you, and I want to ensure we meet those deadlines. Here's how we can make that happen." By addressing their concerns directly, you are not only showing that you have listened, but also positioning your solution as win-win. Up next is the role of positive language. In negotiations, positivity can be a game changer. Words like "we," "together," and "collaborate" foster a sense of partnership. Instead of framing the negotiation as a battle, you're framing it as a team effort. For instance, rather than saying, "I need you to increase the price," or "pay me more," you could say, "How can we work together to reach a price that benefits us both?" You see how the slight change in language creates a more cooperative atmosphere, making the other party more inclined to meet you halfway. On the other side, it is equally important to avoid negative language that can create barriers. Words like "no," "can't," "won't." These can shut down a conversation before it even begins. If you are faced with a proposal you can't accept, try to reframe your response. Instead of saying, "No, that won't work," you could say, "I see where you're coming from, but here's a different approach we could consider." This keeps the dialogue open and signals your willingness to find a solution. Another very important aspect, the psychology of language in negotiations. Certain words and phrases can trigger emotional responses, either positive or negative. For instance, using the word "fair" can be a double-edged sword. While you may mean equality, it may be taken as if the other party is being unfair. So, instead of saying, "I think this is a fair offer," you might say, "I believe this offer reflects the value we are both bringing to the table." A subtle difference, but you see how it avoids any unintended accusations. Now let's touch on the importance of clarity. In negotiations, ambiguity can lead to misunderstandings, which can derail the entire process. Be clear and concise in your language. avoid jargon or technical terms unless you're sure the other party understands them. When in doubt, ask for clarification. Phrases like, just to clarify, or you're suggesting that can be very useful in making sure that everyone is on the same page. Also, always ask questions. I mean, if you have any, don't be afraid of asking. Questions are a powerful tool in negotiations because they can guide the conversations in the direction you want it to go. For example, if you're trying to learn about the other party's priorities, you might ask, what's the most important aspect to you in this agreement? Or what drives you to be a part of this project? This not only shows that you are interested in meeting their needs, but also gives you valuable information that you can use to structure your proposal. So, to sum up, effective negotiation relies on clear communication, active listening, appropriate tone, empathy, assertiveness, strategic framing, and flexibility. Using positive, clear, and collaborative language helps guide the conversation in a fruitful direction. By mastering these aspects of language, you can enhance your negotiation skills and achieve better outcomes.